To write letter B in graphing form, we're going to use the same process we used in letter A, called completing the square. Completing the square involves taking what's on the right-hand side, with x's, and adding a third number to it strategically in order to make it a perfect square trinomial, or a trinomial that ends up looking like our graphing form, x minus h parentheses squared. To do that, we typically start by taking any extra numbers on the right-hand side and moving them over to the left. We don't have any extra numbers here to worry about, but some people like to use a process that resembles problems that we did before, like letter A. So if it helps you to put a +0 there as a placeholder, go ahead and do that so that the steps are still the same. That means you could move over the 0. Again, not necessary, just in case it's one of those steps that you need to help you follow along. We're really going to focus in on that number next to the x, in this case the 12. To complete the square, we do 2 steps. We divide by 2, and then we square the results. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 squared is 36, which means we're going to add 36 to the right-hand side to create a perfect square trinomial here. Since I just added 36 to one side of the equation, I also need to add 36 to the other to balance things out. We don't want to add something to the right and not balance it on the left. The left-hand side, though, doesn't really end up being all that important. Y minus 0 plus 36 is just y plus 36, after all. It's the right-hand side here that's going to make some real progress for us. X squared minus 12x plus 36 is a trinomial, a diamond problem. We can use a diamond by multiplying to 36 and adding up to negative 12. And we know the numbers that would work are negative 6, negative 6. We don't have to write it as x minus 6, x minus 6. That would be kind of redundant. So we write it as x minus 6 squared. Doing that enables us to get a lot closer to our graphing form, because notice we'll need that parentheses squared to get the vertex that we need. The other thing that we'll need to do to get this equation in graphing form is to produce that k value, which we can get by moving this 36 over to the to the right-hand side of the equation. I can subtract it over, which would cancel it, and move it for good. That means my graphing form would be y equals x minus 6 squared minus 36. When I look at this equation now, I can tell that my vertex will be positive 6, negative 36.